Hello everybody, I'm Dmitry with Hardware Canucks. Welcome to another CS video. I've just arrived to Lian Li, meeting up with the people who have designed the case of the year for 2018. So a round of applause here. We have their Bauer in the background. It's really cool to get the brief with the people. But first, huge thanks to our sponsors, Thermaltake, Phanteks, Corsair, Razer, and MSI for making this trip possible. All right, so the first item on the list is this desk, the DK04F. So the cool thing about this desk right now is that they have a new liquid crystal layer applied below the glass so that you can go from foggy to crystal with a press of a button. Hey, who took the remote? Where's the remote, man?
It's just in the back.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's right here. So right now we have this remote, but the eventual control will be sort of integrated into this touch panel that also has some fan control and LEDs that you'll be able to connect from your main system. But check this out. Boom, I hope that worked. Yes, now it reveals the entire system below it. So the desk itself has not changed much, but they do have a new power supply that is sole purpose is to trigger the crystal rotation, because that of the press of button, it turns the crystal 90 degrees, which is why we can not see them and see them again. And because of this crystal layer, the actual glass is a little bit foggy by default, so it's not crystal clear, but the foggy is the unique element. And as the original desk, it is fully motorized, so we have the control box here. We can set 4 different presets, and yeah, so that is the DK04F. Woo, one take, sweet. So we are of course treated with some beverages here at Lian Li, but Roman here, what do you have? What type of saying do you have in Germany?
Yeah, we say that 3 beer are also a schnitzel, so...
I would agree. All right, the Razer edition is ready. Let's go check it out. So this is the case of the year, the O11 Dynamic Razer edition. A few changes here are, of course, the LED strips on the side, spanning that entire glass, illuminating that middle Razer logo, and this corner edge, which looks awesome. They, of course, have added the, the standard sort of reference style illumination underglow for all Razer edition cases. Obviously, all that money and research and development for the Razer Green USB ports have not gone wasted. That is also here, and this new sort of coating that is fully black. So if you go in for this whole matte black design and some LED, the Razer edition O11 Dynamic may be your choice. And it looks like, the O11 Dynamic has been so popular among the water cooling community that EK has designed their own water block that goes onto this entire front panel. And there are multiple cool elements here, is because this whole thing is completely transparent basically, which is very difficult to do. We also have this multiple distribution plates, so you can see how the liquid goes from one place to another, from your GPU to the CPU. And we also have a flow meter and a pump built in, so a lot of cool things inside this front water block from EK, particularly for the O11 Dynamic. Lian Li is also going to be releasing an all-in-one cooler. So this one's different because the pump has been relocated from your traditional space over here all the way up top where your reservoir. So the pump is stronger, which means that the flow rate of the liquid will be higher and therefore performance will be better. But the concern right now is because of this extension. So if you populate fans right here, it will cover the whole thing. There's also a bit of a length extension, about 30 millimeters. But this is what it looks like installed inside the case. So if you have the fans pushing air through the radiator, it's not really an issue. But what if you mount these fans on the other side? Then this whole space becomes a little bit, awkward. But what do you guys think about this design? Of course, a stronger pump means better performance. So yeah, we'll see when this thing launches. And another interesting aesthetic element is this water block cover. So it's magnetic, just attaches inside to reveal the ring of illumination, which looks really nice and even and soft, and removing it gives us a little bit more of that if you're into that. And then the last 2 cases are pretty impressive. So this is the TU150 and the slightly larger O11 ROG edition with a bunch of other model names attached to it. But first, let's check out the TU150, this really nice compact ITX enclosure that tries to go ahead after the market who want a handle, yet still have this nice compact element. with full graphics card support, SFX and SFX-L power supply on the interior, and 175 millimeters for CPU tower clearance, which is awesome. So airflow is kind of covered because we have either 120 or 140 millimeter fans at the front, and then the rear section as well. So airflow will be linear. It is, kind of targeting towards airflow users, air cooling users, but you can still maybe do a 140, 120, all in one for the front. The GPU section, we have 3 slots over here, so that's not really an issue. And because the SFX-L power supplies are mounted above, that's not really an issue for clearance. We also have this little space beside the motherboard for cable management and to reveal an SSD, which is cool. So there are some visual elements in there. And my favorite part, aside from the handle, like if that's into you, you can remove the top panel, and that is where all your cable management is sort of routed through. So that's a really unique way to hide the cables so they're not behind the case, making it pretty slim. And yet gives you, more channels than normal to just basically hide everything that you need from the power supply. And then finally, we have the O11 ROG certified revision 2. So it's basically the O11 Dynamic that's been sort of enlarged both in height and width to support, let's say, 120 millimeter fans at the back. So that's awesome if you want to have a little additional airflow over here or install radiators or fans there. The actual bottom section has been expanded so you can mount a giant radiator in push-pull situations, and a really clever band bracket that is installed from the case on a little bit of an angle, so you don't need to fiddle around with like trying to insert it from the top. That's appreciated. In terms of the rest of the specifications, it simply follows the same O11 Dynamic mentality of the motherboard tray, slightly indented, so all the rubber grommets are on the sides for easy cable management. They have installed new covers on the side mount, which means that you can either cover them up or for a little SSD action, or open them up for that traditional side exhaust. The ventilation design on the top has been changed to kind of complement this whole ROG direction. And in the front, we now have additional I/O at the bottom, so 2 additional USB 3 ports alongside that original I/O spacing over here with Type-C, and color combination control for the ROG edition. And they're still kind of debating on where to install the LEDs, potentially either at the bottom or on the side, so let us know what you might prefer. This is going to be a premium edition, so $199 versus the $129 for the O11 Dynamic, which means that the exterior paneling is all going to be aluminum, unlike steel on the previous versions, and we're going to have this included vertical GPU brackets, so you can install multiple GPUs vertically, and looks like a robust combination, so you can mount the whole base to the actual frame, and you can even remove the little piece at the back so that if you do have the card that is closest to the side panel, it's not going to interfere with whatever I/O you're trying to plug into it. So a nice, clever design. All right, guys, so that is all from Lian Li. It's been great to meet with Roman, and look who shows up.
Hey, Gates.
Hi.
Hi.
Very nice.
That's how you randomly meet here.
Yes, at CES all the time, little somewhere. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. It's great to have these fellas in here, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
See ya.